Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I saw that the Matanevin video was getting a lot of views recently, and he's quite a controversial figure, so I thought that I'd take that a step further for the new year and react to BuzzFeed, or as they're now called, ASIS's 6-year-old video, 36 questions women have for men. So when this was first published, many reaction channels were making videos about it because of how controversial it is, how stereotypical, how it's directed towards very few men, and how inaccurate it may be. So I'm going to share my thoughts about this video, and let me know whether you agree with me or not in the comment section below. If you're new here, please do subscribe and leave a like to help me out with the views. Okay, the first question is,
how does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
I mean, I am the same sex as many popular men who are respected globally. I mean, Kurt Cobain, Rowan Atkinson, Dave Grohl, Taylor Hawkins, Robert Downey Jr. So many men who are respected, and it doesn't feel any different to be the same sex as they are. I mean, there are people I look up to, there are women I look up to as well, and you are the same sex as certain women who are terrible as well. You know, and why go specifically with Donald Trump? Why not go with more notorious figures like Hitler, or people who actually caused a lot of damage to the world, rather than making fun of people and making people laugh with their stupid takes, you know? Lively music. Okay. Media.
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to?
I mean, because from what I've seen, the very few rom-coms I've watched, they haven't been entertaining at all. They've been very predictable. The characters suck, both male and female, and they're not appealing to me. They're not my type of genre. I don't feel I need to hate them. I have watched them before, and I have a valid reason to hate them.
I hate them.
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce.
What's The Notebook? Is that like a movie for a rom-com movie? I haven't watched that before. I don't really intend to either. And Beyonce, I can't really say anything against. I mean, she's okay. I am not really accustomed to her music, though. I don't really listen to that genre of music either.
It's just a fact.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
Why do you
Okay, so this one with I don't go around speaking about boobs, you know? We just try to make remarks every now and then, and I sometimes make such jokes with women as well. It's not something that I speak about exclusively with men, and I don't go about asking women to speak about men in movies either. It's just that the sort of movies I watch usually have a male lead, because that's what the movies I watch are comprised of. But if a woman wants to speak about a female lead in a movie, I'll be open to listening to that as well. I don't really discriminate or judge based on whether the lead of a movie is a male or a woman. It only depends on whether the movie is good or bad.
automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Why are you surprised?
See, this is basically the same thing. I don't assume that I'm not going to like a movie with a female lead. It's just that the movies I've watched with a female lead have usually been worse, or not to my liking, as the ones with a male lead, and therefore I tend to watch movies with a male lead more, and hence like them more. But there are certainly characters, take Scarlett Johansson for instance, or Anya Taylor-Joy, or Kat Dennings. So many characters which I respect who are the leads. For example, I'm watching Two Broke Girls at the moment. It's a fantastic show. It's funny, even though it's slightly predictable, but I don't really discriminate, you know? That's just me, though. I'm not sure who exactly they're posing these questions for.
Surprised when women are funny.
I'm probably funnier than you.
Okay, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration there, don't you think? You don't even know me. You're just assuming that you're funnier than I am when you have millions of people watching your channel, you know? That just sounds obnoxious. I mean, and if you are funnier than me, then prove it. Don't go about saying stupid things like you are in this video. And once again, I mean, Amy Schumer, I feel, is one comedian who has ruined comedy for female comedians globally. People go in with the mindset that this one's going to be like Amy Schumer, and everyone will hate that sort of comedy. So that's my impression. That's why I don't think women are funny. And from my experience, when I'm in a group of friends speaking or joking about, women aren't the ones who take the initiative and joke. The men are, and the women are the ones who are there laughing. So perhaps that's why. Courting and dating.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
I mean, why would you hook up otherwise? Just to waste our time? Just to waste people's time, and lead them on?
10 out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Then if you're in a committed relationship, or if you've just started out in a relationship, make that evident. So if the person doesn't like that, he can leave whenever he likes, and he doesn't have to spend time with you, waste time with you. Although with somebody like you, the crazy eyes, I wouldn't go out with you any other way.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
You see, now this is okay, this is a good question, but at the same time, women are the ones who get pregnant, women are the ones who, STDs go both ways, but they're the ones who share the responsibility of having a baby or getting an abortion. So they have to take more responsibility when having sex with men than men do, because with men it's just STDs that's the issue. And even if you use condoms or protection, there are certain risks that women will be exposed to, which men won't be. So that's why there's this double standard in society, perhaps.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
I wouldn't know. I don't really have the experience to answer that question, but at the same time, 3 dates, in my opinion, is still too little for somebody to sleep with you. You need time to get to know that person, to build a relationship, to see whether you will like them in the long term or not. And there are one night stands for a reason. They're called one night stands because it's just sex and go. So it's what sluts do, basically.
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Another valid question, sure, and some people really don't take this into consideration, but with the way women speak about, I'm fine, I'm doing okay, everything's swell, the way they pose certain questions or say certain things, it's obvious that they mean the opposite, and when you ask them about it again, they don't really elaborate. So perhaps that's where that comes from, that whatever a woman says means the opposite, because it's principally based on their personalities. But if they're referring to rape over here, it's obviously a good question, and once again, I'm not sure who they're posing this question to, but yeah, it's respectful to take no as a no in that case. In other cases, not really.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Because what does catcalling have to do with politics or leadership skills? I don't think that catcalling is a good thing, it's disrespectful and it's primal, but at the same time I don't see the comparison. And women controlling themselves and a woman being emotional, once again, it doesn't really have anything to do, doesn't compare well. And there are women leaders who are great as well. There are men leaders who have tended to be emotional, and at the end of the day, we're all human, but as leaders, there are certain stereotypes, and society seems to hold up when there's a man in power. Nowadays, it goes to show that even women can take that role and still do a great job, but I don't see the comparison with emotion and controlling yourself.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Why
I don't think that, especially if it were you.
would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
I wouldn't. I don't see why you're asking me, but sure.
Why?
Some people are just horny, it happens. There's no way to justify that.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
I mean, I don't think it's okay to harass women in any case, unless it's in a joking manner, you know, where it's light-hearted, where it's in a friendly space. And it extends to family as well. I don't think that my family deserves more respect than any other people, especially those who haven't done anything wrong to me. So if there's a case of harassment, I'll try to speak up about it.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
What?
Depends on what you're saying. I mean, if you're asking stupid questions or wasting others' time, then it would probably feel great to interrupt you.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
Once again, I don't see the comparison. Does she understand the difference in space and in comfort? I mean, it's okay. I mean, we have pecs as well. I don't really need to open my arms all the time to feel comfortable, but when I'm sitting with my legs closed, it hurts. I mean, if I close my arms, it also hurts. So it's okay to leave your arms to the side. It's not the same with your legs.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex? Even though we literally birth you. Like watermelons through like this.
Why is it?
Well, it's biologically proved that you are the weaker sex, you know. It's all science and hormones. Just look it up.
So bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
Why the
Perhaps because you're so fucking toxic.
f*** isn't it ladylike to cuss?
Because there are certain social standards which don't make it ladylike to cuss. I mean, if you want to fucking cuss, then don't be ladylike. When did words get
When
genders?
did words get gendered?
I mean, it's not the way that words have genders. It's the way you say the words, you know, in the context you use them. If there's a valid reason for you cussing, then fine. I mean, if not, like you just did now, just to prove your point, then it doesn't make sense. And it sounds fucking stupid.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Why do you
Because in history and in the past, it's been the case that women have made false accusations just to get their way or to get out of a relationship, and people have been executed for that or spend their whole lives in prison. So it's not always the case that it's the truth, you know. That's why you need to take people to court and for there to be judges to see that the case is genuine or not.
assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Isn't that like the whole point? I mean, they're meant to be angry during that time because of hormonal imbalances and the pain they're going through. And if there are any women watching, please do let me know in the comments. I mean, if you're in pain, you're usually angry if somebody's trying to speak with you and you don't want to reciprocate the conversation.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
Because you're not showing who you are. I don't go about flapping my dick in the streets. You're not showing who you truly are when you're wearing makeup, you know? You're giving a false impression of the way you look. Yet if I'm bragging about my dick size, if I'm saying I have a massive dick and that's not true, in that case you're right. But otherwise, I guess it's mostly done in light-hearted conversations, so.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Do you have a
I mean, that's a good question, actually. I mean, women should have the choice as to what they can or cannot do with their body, but at the end of the day, they do it anyway. So they're literally not missing out on anything.
coochie?
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
How does
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians? I mean, it's twice the coochie, I guess.
it feel to get kicked in the balls?
Do you ever get
painful.
tired of trying to be manly all the time?
I mean, personally, I don't try to be manly all the time. It's just the way I'm built, you know? I take care of my body, I respect my parents and my family. I study, put my mind where it's meant to be, you know, in my studies, in my reading. And I guess that's what makes me manly at the end of the day. I drink my coffee black, I have cold showers, I do a few push-ups every once in a while, I take risks. I mean, it's tiring to do all that, yes, fair enough. But at the same time, it makes me feel good. It doesn't necessarily make me feel manly, it just makes me feel great as a person.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Why do I deserve
Gender equality, okay. Afraid of gender equality. I'm not, it's just that women have been taking it so far, man, especially nowadays in 2022 and 2023 and previous years, you know, during pandemic times with trans people wanting rights as well. I mean, it's not equality anymore if women want more rights than men have.
to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal a dollar?
It's not equal, but at the end of the day, it's the men who don't get the correct deal. I mean, as Bo Burnham so wisely put it, it's not fair for men because they're only left with 23 cents.
In what world does 68 cents equal a dollar?
Why are you posing the same question in different digits?
How is that fair?
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's all.
Depends on whether I'm married to the woman or not. I mean, if she's getting more money, you know, for more work, then fine, it's her responsibility, her business. If she's getting, it goes both ways, right? If she's getting more money for the same job that I'm doing, and she's getting paid more than I am, then that would infuriate me, yes. And it goes both ways. I mean, if I see that a woman who's doing the same amount of work as I am getting paid less, I'd probably want to speak up about it, but that's also more money. If she's getting more money, what am I going to do with it? How's that going to benefit me in any way?
Awesome. More money.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
I don't see opinionated women as bitches. I mean, I have a lot of female friends and their opinions mean a lot to me. I mean, if they have certain opinions I agree with, then I'll respect them even more. But if they're opinionated, that's better. That means that they're educated. That means that they know what they're speaking about. They have grounds for logical reasoning and thinking. So I wouldn't regard those as bitches. I mean, you have an opinion, for instance, but the way you're posing the question, you're making it sound so passive-aggressive, it makes me want to hate you. If you're just sharing your opinion or asking a question genuinely, that won't make me want to fucking murder you.
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Why are you
Because they're fucking jokes.
so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
What am I meant to do? Ask people to remove my privilege? Or work for others to get the same privilege, if they don't have it already? Okay, so it's quite evident to me that this video was made just to spite the viewers, you know, or just to put some questions out there which were meant to infuriate the viewers to get people to watch the video more and make BuzzFeed even more popular. So those are my thoughts. It took way longer than I thought it would. So if you have any different opinions than I do, please do let me know in the comments. I reply to all of them. Leave any suggestions for videos you'd like me to react to in the future. And once again, I hope you have a happy new year 2023. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.